Good morning. It is Saturday, 7:25 on a Saturday. I've got some vanilla chai tea in this mug, which was a present from my brother. Lovely. And I also have this little packet. This little packet. And inside this little packet is a receipt, which I'm not going to show you, and some yellow dye. This is iDye for natural fabrics in the colour gold ochre. Gold oak. It's early. And today I'm going to dye some fabrics. That's it, that's all I'm doing. I have wanted some yellow bed sheets for ages, and recently I was buying some new bed sheets and I was like, oh, do I want to like buy yellow bed sheets, because the ones that I currently have are kind of white linen, but I've had them for like 3 or 4 years and I'm not always the best with taking care of my whites, so they have kind of greyed a little bit over time, so I'm like just not that excited about them. And the idea of having yellow and plain white grey together, I was like, oh. So I got these really fun like pink gingham sheets, which I'm really excited about. And then I was like, oh, but I've still got these white ones, and I realised that dyeing stuff in your washing machine was a thing. I've never done it before. It's not been a thing for me in the past, but today I'm going to give it a go. I've read up a little bit online. What I've got for the information that I seem to have got from this particular dye is that washing all of the fabrics first so that they're wet before they go in with the dye that helps a lot. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put all my clothes in the wash. So currently my sheets are on the bed, so I'm going to strip the bed, put them in the wash, and I'm also dyeing today a white towel that I have that is greying and horrible and gross, and I was going to replace, but actually I realised I could just change its colour and then it's fine. It still works as a towel, it just looks very gross because it's so grey, but it could just be yellow. So I'm going to do that, and also I've got a kind of like plain white top that's greying that I'm going to dye, and also a pair of Arc underwear that I had in cotton that is greying that I'm going to dye. I'm slightly worried that I've been a bit over ambitious for the amount of fabric that I'll be able to dye. With this, because it says 2 to 3 pounds of fabric, and the sheets that I have are linen, they're quite heavy, but this was like relatively expensive, and like, how much was it? It was like £7, so it's not like extortionate, but it's not cheap. So I think I didn't want to like jump straight to buying 2, so I'm gonna try it with 1, and if it's not a like strong enough colour, then I can do it again. Buy another one, do it again. Just double dye them. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens today. Eep. Gotta go strip my bed.
Kayla began to cry again. Finally, Kayla sank back into the seat, and in time, she began to talk.
Those are the sheets off the bed, and here is the t-shirt, the towel, and the underwear. So my wash has finished. The first wash, I just did a kind of quick 30-degree wash. And now I have to prepare the dye. I'm going to be using the method on the website for that's front load specific, and so this is the website that I bought my dye from, and part of the reason why I bought it from them was because they had these lots of different methods of doing it, which I knew wasn't on the back of the packet. I think the back of the packet just says to just put the dye packet straight into the washer and like add salt, but this seems like a much more thorough version and potentially more likely to work, so I will be following these steps. I have a front loading washing machine. I'm not going to try and film doing these steps because I think it's going to be fiddly enough without also having to hold a camera, but this is just in case you're interested in doing it and have a front loading washing machine or any other kind of washing machine. You can find out how on this website. I will link it below. So yeah, I'm going to be dissolving the dye packet in some water, then I'm going to be dissolving some salt in some water, then I'll mix the two and take the fabric, the wet fabric, out of the washing machine, pour the dye into the kind of bottom of the tub, and then put put the fabric back in and put it on kind of a hot, long wash. They say the kind of hotter and longer the better, so I'm probably only going to go up to 60 because I don't know if my wash does any more than that, but that's what we're going to do. And then after it's done the kind of dye hot wash, then I'll do a cold wash with some detergent just to kind of clean it out and set it, and then hopefully I'll have yellow bed sheets. So that's the plan. Okay, so so I put the dye in the washing machine exactly like I was supposed to. I melted it with a jar that's not going to be used for food or anything. It's my dyeing jar now, and I poured it in to the bottom of the washing machine. And I don't know if this is something about my front loaders specifically or if this is just true of all front loaders, but it just just disappeared into the drum. Just bye bye dye, bye bye. And now I have it going on like a 60-degree cycle, but like it's not yellow at all. There's like a little bit of yellow, tiny bit of yellow. So unless a miracle happens in the next like stages of the wash, I think it's a bust. I think today's wash is a bust, which I'm pretty mad about because I was really looking forward to having some yellow sheets. I'm also annoyed because I'm like wasting a wash, like a really long hot wash, like using a lot of resources, using our gas, which I don't feel great about. So apologies to the planet, apologies to my neighbours who had the washing machine on at 7:30 in the morning for no good reason. So yeah, I think it's failed today, but I am going to order some more of the same. They have a packet that's like 3 for slightly cheaper than if you bought 3 individually, so I'm going to buy 3, and I think I'm just going to like stick the packet in the washing machine so that it at least like stays solid until like that seems. I've got the instructions up on my computer just here. Yeah, it just yeah, there's not an option where you just stick it in the washing machine, but like maybe that's what I should try. I don't know. Oh, I really wanted this to work. So I picked this like partially because I liked the colour better than the like Dylon ones, which seem to be the kind of like easy go-to, like it works every time. So if worse comes to worse, I'll just Dylon it in their yellow, which is like not the yellow that my heart desires, but it's like close enough. And it's better than these, which are going to be like just like a little bit yellow. Which kind of sucks. So that's where we're at. I'd also hope to have this video up this weekend, but obviously today's Saturday. I'm gonna have to order this in the post. It's probably not gonna arrive till like Monday, Tuesday, so not happening today. Not happening today. The good news is that I still have 4 episodes of the new sex education to watch, so the morning won't be an entire bust. Maybe. But then I'm working this afternoon doing a bookshop shift, so I don't know. So what? Also, I've just gone on to order more and they've said that they're closed until 23rd of September. Maybe I can order it from somewhere else. It's just not happening today. It's just not. Okay, so I'm now realising that I probably should have put the dye into the like soap dispenser section. It did not say that, it said to put it directly into the washing machine, but I've just watched a YouTube video from their website, that says to pour it into the soap dispenser, so I'll try that next time. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna order some more. It's gonna arrive and I'm gonna do that after I wash and dry these partially dyed fabrics, and then just store them somewhere for safekeeping, and then I will dye them better, and then I will show you what I've done. Maybe it'll be next weekend, maybe it'll be today, I do not know. Well, obviously it won't be today because I don't have the dye, so it'll be when it'll be. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. It is Tuesday and my new dye has arrived. I bought 3 of the original packet that I bought. Just the iDye in gold ochre again. To do it, I think I'm going to try doing it in 3 smaller batches instead of in 1 big batch, like I did last time. Here I have all of the fabric that I tried to dye before, and it is ever so slightly yellow. It is a little bit yellow, so it wasn't a complete, you know, it's like it's got its first treatment, but I've got a duvet cover, the bottom sheet, and then kind of like my little odds and ends. Like I have a top, some underwear and a towel and the 2 pillowcases. So I think what I'm going to do tomorrow is do just 1 of these packets, putting the dye in the soap dispenser rather than directly into the machine, and also putting the kind of dissolved salt directly into the soap dispenser rather than into the machine, with kind of my odds and ends, and see how that goes. And then hopefully if that's successful, then I'll do this, another packet for the duvet cover and another packet for the fitted sheet, and then they'll all be a lovely yellow. That will be great. So I'll see you tomorrow. It's Wednesday and I am trying again. I'm going to dissolve the dye in this jar with hot water and then use this jug to put some salt in some hot water, and then pour both of those into the soap dispenser on my washing machine and see what happens. These are the instructions from the website, which have not been that useful, but I'm bearing in mind while I experiment. So I've pre-wetted the clothes, which as you can see are slightly yellow still. And I'm going to be dyeing them darker, putting the dye in there. Okay, so I've had a realization about the dyeing. The dye does need to go in the soap drawer, but only after the water has filled the tank. It's not called a tank, the drum. I'm just doing my first batch now, and I put in like maybe 3/4 of the dye before I clicked start on the cycle, and it just had like no impact. I mean, like marginal. Oh, I just got an email. Like, it just like buttercup yellow sort of vibes, when I'm going for more like it's almost orange yellow is what I was expecting. But I had some dye kind of left in the jar because it was like a smaller batch, so I hadn't put it all in. And I just was watching some videos and they were saying that to put it in the soap drawer once the drum is filled. So I thought it's worth a shot, I might as well pour this extra stuff in now that the drum is filled, and I poured it in and immediately, I'm going to show some footage, but like it was just colour central. So strong. So I think I've cracked it. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I've cracked it. Other than the fact that my like soap drawer is going to be stained yellow, and I will be purchasing some bleach to do a strong bleach clean on it when I'm done with all the loads. Other than that, it's all working. It's all going well, so stay tuned. I think by the end of the day I might have some dyed objects. Pretty exciting, but first I need to go to Tesco to buy more salt and bleach. Good morning and happy Saturday again from me, who just inhaled a little bit of tea the wrong way down. So we're just taking the breaths, trying again in another take. It's the next Saturday from when I started this video, and as you can see, I had a bit of dyeing success. I'm funnily also wearing a yellow top. But this yellow top is not one that I dyed, I just bought this yellow top, and I'm hoping it would be too distracting from showing the things that I dyed. I don't have that many kind of like reflections on the experience because I think I kind of documented my tips and tricks and the things that I fell into as I went. I guess the main thing that I learned in using this particular dye in a front-loading washing machine is that it is most successful. I would say it is only successful, for me anyway, if you add the dye directly to the soap dispenser after the wash cycle has begun, and once it's kind of in full swing and you know you're kind of in that long wash section, that you put it in maybe like 20 or 30 minutes into the cycle. The cycle of our washing machine, if you put it on like eco mode, goes for like 3 or 4 hours. It's really, really long. So putting it in kind of 20-30 minutes into the cycle seemed to work for me. Hopefully if you're in the UK and want to use these dyes and have a front loading washing machine, that is of some help, but I'm definitely not a dyeing expert. This is my first time, but I have successfully dyed a few things, which I'm going to briefly show you. I've got a duvet cover, a fitted sheet, a towel, a top, 2 pillowcases and a pair of pants. That's what I've dyed. I'm not going to completely unfold them because they're very large pieces of fabric, but the one thing that I did want to talk about briefly was the difference in colour between the bed sheets, which I dyed, which are linen, and the other items that I dyed, which are cotton. I don't know if you can see there's quite a difference in how the colours come up. I would say this one is kind of more like sunshiny yellow, whereas this one is definitely more of an orangey yellow, which I think, because it's kind of a golden colour, like it's not a straight yellow, that this is maybe more representative of what it's supposed to look like, or kind of what the intention is, whereas this is kind of like a softer version. I do not profess to know anything about fabrics and like the way in which they take dyes on, so if there is someone who knows that, explain why maybe this has happened in the comments. Yeah, I don't know if I have that much more to say really about the dyeing experience. It took a lot longer and required a lot more patience and trial and error than I had expected. I think I'd expected it to be quite easy. It was not, but I'm glad I've done it, and I'm really glad that it didn't ruin my sheets, because that would have been an expensive mistake to have to buy a whole new set of bed sheets. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like on my bed. My room is quite small and the bed kind of takes up a large part of it, so it'll be interesting having that be kind of entirely bright yellow and how much that changes the space, but I think it'll be really nice to have a bright colour as we move into winter, into the kind of darker, drearier time, especially up here in Scotland. Yeah, if you have any questions about the process, please pop it down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer as best I can, or direct you to someone who maybe knows the answer a bit more than me. And thanks for watching, and I will see you with my next video, which I don't know what it's going to be. Probably knitting, but who knows? We'll see. Alright, have a nice weekend. Bye! Bye!